Hello. I am on here because I was going to work on a project, so I thought we could work on it together. So let me see if I can get on here. Oh dear. Let's see if I'm showing up. There I am. Turn my volume all the way off. And let's see what I can do here. So let's see. There I am. Okay. So I wanted to check in with everybody because I know the doldrums are really setting in. They are for me. So I thought that I would, and this is my quarantine hair, by the way. I haven't done my hair other than a pony or a bun or a whatever in 2.5 weeks. Because to me, doing my hair is torture. I hate doing my hair. Even though I don't really do anything to it, I just don't like to waste the time. So, I wash it. Okay, I'm good. I wash it. But I just throw it up in a pony or whatever. I'm an easy kind of, don't want to mess with it kind of girl. So, anyways, so this is what you get. But I thought that I want to work on, right now, okay, rewind. I am trying to go through my stash of stuff. And I want to use some things and clear some things out. As you can see, it's a mess in here. Got stuff everywhere. So, excuse me. I am trying to go through and use some of my retired stuff just to make some fun things. I have it just sitting here. Why is it just sitting here? So I've been doing kits for people. If you want a kit, I'm putting together card kits. I am now today going to work on an album. And I did a class on this, probably, it was right before Christmas, I think a year ago. I think it was a year ago Christmas. We made these really cute scrapbook album kind of things, or photo albums. So I want to make another one because I love making these. So I thought we could make one together. And, oops, it just kicked me off. Let me get back on here. And show you kind of, when people see them, they go, oh my gosh, that is like so much, you have to be like so good to do that. If you really break it down step by step, truthfully, anybody can make it. So I want to prove that to you. So I am going to point the camera down in just a second. There we go. It just kicked me off. So let me get back on here. Come on. So I want to show you though, I'm back up now, yay. Well, maybe. I'm freezing. We'll see. So I want to show you just step by step. So I'm going to point you down and then we're going to chat through this. The only problem is, I couldn't find the one I had made that I really wanted to show you. So this one is not with Stampin' Up! Product because I put this together for something. So it's cute, but it's not with Stampin' Up! Product, which some of it is, which I highly prefer. So anyways, okay, let me point you down and we'll talk about this. So hold on for the wild ride here. Okay. I think that's going. So this is the album I made with just some cheapy scrapbook paper I found. So it's really cute though. So the solid cardstock is Stampin' Up! The scrapbook paper is not. So I used the Crumb Cake and Black cardstock on this. And this is a 5 by 7. I think this one's 5.5 by 7.5. Hold on, let me see. It's just over 5 by 7. This one is. Usually I do 5.5 by 7.5, and then my pages are more 5 by 7. But you know what? Okay, we'll talk about the sizes in a minute. But so this is just, there's pockets, and then I put these little cards in here. You can journal or put pictures on them. These are the pages where you would adhere your picture, and I do pull-outs, so you can put more pictures or journaling. There's little flaps throughout, and there's a pull-out on each page. And these little fold-ups, for journaling or more pictures or whatever. So, just all through. All through, and I've decorated them with little, Rosie must have been sitting next to me. I've decorated them with little stickers and little cards and stuff, and then these little waterfall kind of cards. So anyways, lots of places to do journaling and put photos. Okay, so that is essentially what we're going to make. So this probably will be a multi-part video. I probably won't do this all right now, because that would be keeping you in one place for a long time. So I think we'll do like the main body of the album today, and I'll walk you through that, and then we will, I'm going to point you down because you don't need to just be looking at my shirt. I'm going to point you down a little bit more here if this will let me. There. I think that'll do it. And of course, maybe not. My video froze again. So anyways, that is, I gotta recenter here a little bit. Gosh, I don't know. I'm freezing apparently. So hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up on here if it's working better. Let me see. Let's see. Sorry. Okay, that's better. My iPad is not cooperating, so we will just put that away. Okay, so what we're going to do, so what I've done, okay, we're going to set this aside. So we've talked about this. This is a 5 by 7 album, so this would fit a 4 by 6 photo. So you could put a full-size, snapshot on there. So we are going to set this aside. We'll probably refer back to it here and there. But what I've done is I've got 2 pieces of chipboard here, and these are going to be my, my album base. So what did I cut these at? I cut these at 7. I cut these too big. Let me trim this down. So this is my big cutter that is good for thicker stuff. So I want to cut this down to 5 1/4. I don't want it at 5 1/2. I cut too much. And 7 1/4. So I want to do this right. This is, I don't love this paper trimmer because it doesn't go out further than like 7 1/8, and I need a little bit more than that sometimes. So we're gonna try to guess here. So by 7 1/4. Oops. See, and then I went and did it again. Okay, so let's see if I did that right. Like I said, not my favorite paper cutter. Okay, it's close enough. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Cut this at 7 1/4 here. That's enough. You just need, the rotary blade really works best, or a thicker kind of blade for the chipboard. So this chipboard, let me see if I did those even at all. We're going to take a little bit more for this one. I just save the chipboard off the back of like my cardstock packs, or my DSP packs, or if you get Paper Pumpkin, your instructions and all of your materials come in a cellophane, like a little plastic wrapped thing, and this is on the back of it. So These are awesome for that. So I don't buy chipboard because there's so many places I can find it. Since I'm a paper crafter, there's stuff around all the time. So this is the beginning, okay? You know what? I forgot to cut one of my pieces. We need a spine. So usually, let me see how big this one is. Yeah, this one is 2.5. So I'm gonna cut it at 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I need to cut it at 2 1/4, and I will tell you why in just a second. So let's cut this first. 5 1/4. You know, I tried to have everything ready to go, but that's all right. I'm figuring it out. Okay, so there's our spine. That's important. Okay, so there is the base of our album, okay? So then you need a piece of this. This is the Tyvek stuff that is like the mailers, the flat rate mailers. So this is just a piece because it's a little bit plasticized. So you need it to go wider than this, and it does not have to be cut pretty. But basically this is going to join your album together and give it stability being open and closed so many times and protect the paper. So we're going to do this and we'll trim it up. I cut that way bigger than I needed to, but that's quite all right. Okay, so then let's trim this up so that I want it to be just a little bit smaller lengthwise than this because I don't want it to hang out. So we will go, and it doesn't have to be completely exact. See how it's not pretty at all? It's not pretty at all. Okay, so that is ready to go. Now we're gonna take the spine, and this project does take quite a bit of tear and tape because it is the strongest adhesive. So we're going to just line this with tear and tape. Okay, and you're going to use on the building portion of your album, you're going to use a fair amount. And that's what you need to do because that's what's going to hold it all together because you want this to last forever. You don't want to spend all of the time on this and effort and make it all pretty to then have it not last. Oh, and I can already tell I forgot something upstairs, so I'm gonna have to make it work. I forgot my little my pokey tool. I wonder if I have anything down here. I've got a pin, I can use that. So we're gonna do that, and then we're going to, I need to take this off because I got a little crazy here. I usually use, I wonder if I have one in here. Oh, I've got this. I've got a different thing I can use. I've got a different one. This is just a Cricut tool that I can use. And my cats love these little curly things, so you have to make sure you clean them up if you've got kitties, because they will get them, they'll be all over the house before you know it. Okay, so I need one more little piece here. And then we're going to center this on here. And like I said, it does not have to be exact. Okay, so that's what you have so far. Okay, so then you need to do a little ways in on each of the insides of your front and back. So we'll go right on the edge, and then a couple in. And then I'm gonna do one on this, just for good measure here, just to make sure I cover all the bits. So, there. Okay, and we'll do the same thing over here. And you could actually do it all on this Tyvek piece and be fine. You don't have to do it on this. It's just, I just make sure it's all good and sticky. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing, almost. We're gonna do one little difference. I'm gonna put that little cap right there. So go ahead and take this off. Huh, I found a feather at some point. There's a little feather stuck to that. I wonder where that could have possibly come from. Okay. Take all of the strips off of one of them and one of the sides here. And then I have this little tool. See my little fancy schmancy tool here? So this is my spacer because I don't want to completely abut, here, I'll use this one, this, because it's not going to open and it's not going to expand. The paper's going to tear. So you need a little bit of a spacer. So this is a couple of widths of my chipboard plus another little piece. So it's just a little bit, it's about 2.5, I don't know, it's 3 thin pieces of chipboard stuck together. It doesn't have to be exact. It just needs to be enough of a space. And you just line it up in here, set it up against the edge of that. And then you're going to put this on here. Okay, and make sure that you are, your ends are matched up, like here and here, before you adhere it. And then it's going to give you that little bit of gap right there, so that when your paper is on, you're not tearing your cardstock. Okay, see, and it flows nicely. So you need this little spacer of some kind. So like I said, mine is just 3 thin pieces, like 2 pieces of this thickness, and then another little piece I have in there too, which probably isn't necessary, but I would do at least 2 thicknesses of the chipboard you're using so that it clears itself there. Because when you get this thickness and this thickness together, it needs to clear it. Does that make sense? I hope so. That was a lot of words. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay, take all of the little curlies off of here, the backings. And then line that up. Line that up and lay it down. And there is the base of your album, okay? So I don't want to lose that. I'm going to put that in a safe place. So that's my base of my album, okay? I think what we'll do for today is we're going to go ahead and get this covered. And then, because that's a good stopping place, and I can show you a couple things that way. So this is so far, okay? So then we are going to get out, and I'm going to use, I can find it. I'm going to use my Crumb Cake cardstock again, just because it's such a great neutral color. So I really like to use it for these albums. So, and it really goes with anything. It's a craft paper kind of color, and so it just goes really well. So what I'm going to do is this is going to take up most of 2 sheets lengthwise, and that's going to be your best bet for putting it together in as few pieces as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these together. I want to cut because I want them to be, the same size. So I'm going to take these Let me grab my paper cutter here, my favored one. And we cut this at 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead because I want some extra. I want to be able to wrap it around and around the edges and not have it be short. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these at 6 1/4, and then we'll probably end up trimming some of them off. So 6 1/4 down the full length of both pages. And we'll save this. You end up with a lot of scraps on these, but lots of them you can reuse throughout the album for different features. Okay, so now I've got these. I'm going to take these together and I'm going to put a strip right here of adhesive all the way across. Okay. And a strip. So if I've got these like this, I want a strip here and a strip here. Hopefully that makes sense. Because I'm going to show you it. I mean, it doesn't matter which side you use, but I just want to show you what I'm going to do with this. That's how it makes sense to me. Then I'm going to take my covers off here. And I'm going to line these up just so that they're kind of one to the next of the adhesive strips. I don't know if that makes sense, but just line them up so that the edges match. Okay? Because you want both sides to stay stuck down really well. So I needed the adhesive on this edge and the adhesive on this edge. Okay? So now this is not going anywhere. Okay? So we will set that up there. Now we need this back. We're going to flip this here, and we are going to go to town on adhesive now. This is like some of the most important because it's going to hold your book together as well as hold your paper on. So I'm going to go and do this all the way across and all the way across. Okay, and then I'm going to go here and here. And even though these are now put together as one, I want to still kind of pretend that they're not together. So on the edge of the card, where the cardstock would end under there, I want a piece. And then where this would start, I want a piece. Once again, where this would end, where this would start. And then I want more in between, because here's the deal. Where the paper isn't adhered, you don't want it lifting. And this is, once again, as I said, the base of the whole thing. So you don't want it lifting. You want it to stay tight to the chipboard. You don't want it to lift. So then I'm going to do this here. Because on the spine you want lots. Because when it's opening and closing, you don't want it to bow at all. And then I'm going to do this to here. This to here, and this really gets most of your cardstock this way. Oops, that roll is gone. I had a bunch of little rolls, so now we'll go to the big one. And we'll go across to here. And you also, I have to see if I have any left. This is where I also would use liquid glue, and I'd kind of go in and fill in some of these areas just lightly, but I don't know. I have to see if I have any left in this. I have 3 bottles and they all feel pretty light. Okay, now you need to go through and take off all of these covers. And I know, I mean, this is probably the hardest. When you get to decorating it, that's so fun. And this is probably the hardest part because you just need it all to, this and creating the spine But once you see the idea behind it, and it makes sense of why you're doing each thing, it makes sense. And it can go pretty fast. I mean, after making several of these, I can pound one of these out in not too much time. The hardest thing is just cutting all the pieces and making sure that you get the right dimensions on everything, because you need it to line up. So that's but once you do it, you figure it out, and you can produce more albums pretty quickly. So, okay. So, get all these off of here. Then we're gonna put this on our cardstock. All right. So then pick this up, slide this back down to our workspace, and we want your seam here to be, in the middle. Take your book and hold it like this, and you want to, I hold it like this actually. You want to drop it, well, not drop it, but place it right down the middle. And you want to do it as straight as you can, so that as you go out, everything lays on there straight, okay? So now you've got your base onto your cardstock. So it's going to give you a pretty base, okay? All right, so then we're going to trim this up a little bit. All right, so let me take my scissors, and I'm just going to trim it down to about a 1/2 inch border. And it doesn't have to be too pretty. You're going to cover this up. Okay. All right, so you've got that trimmed. And then on each of your corners, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to just kind of miter that corner. And you want to go right up to the edge. See that? But not... you want to leave just, that little teeny tiny little bit left on each corner. Okay, and then all the way around on all 4 corners. All right. Okay. Oops, sorry about that, my volume. I didn't realize I had it up on that. Okay, so then, you're right there for it. So I like to take this, and you're just going to start working the edge up a little bit. So put your hand down here and work the edge up tightly against the chipboard. Okay, all the way around, because you want to get a nice crease, and we're going to work on that crease in just a second. But you just want to start it a little bit. Okay. And then I do this and just work it all the way across, kind of breaking up those fibers a little bit of the paper. Okay. You just want to kind of break them down. Okay, so now you've got a nice crease going all the way around. So then you're going to take your tear and tape again, and you're going to go around the whole album, right up to the edge. I'm not going to do the across. I'm going to break this up on individual pieces, just because I don't want this piece to try to stick to that Tyvek there. Probably wouldn't, but I just don't want to do that. So we're just going to go around the whole outside edge. Okay. All right. Almost there. All right. So then, once again, gotta get our little, whatever you're using, whether it be your fingernails or some kind of a pokey tool or whatever, and pull off all of the little covers. Like I said, these things will migrate, whether you have a cat or not. They will be everywhere. If you don't get them picked up, you should see my little pile over here already. If you go to lift up your backing and it tries to lift up your tape, just push it down a little bit more. You just got to kind of burnish that edge a little bit. And it will stick down well. I put mine really tight up against the edge. I can't get under there. Let me go this way. Much better. Okay. So now you've got all this. So you're going to start wherever. Start wherever. I like to start on one of the long edges and take this and curl it up really tight around the chipboard. If the adhesive sticks out from the edge of the paper a little bit, that's okay, because we're going to cover the inside as well, so that's okay. So just gently, but strongly, I guess, roll this up, because you want as tight of an edge as you can get. So use some muscle, okay, and just start going all the way around. And just curling it up over the edge. Okay. Okay. So now you have your cover. Okay, so here's the outside of your book, and here's the inside of your book. We're going to go through and we'll cover this in just a minute, but the first thing I want to do is I use a bone folder. You could use, anything that you can get an edge on and get it in here. You want to do this and just rub it. Can you see that? Rub right here and start the fold of the paper. Okay, just to give it a little bit of help so that when you fold it, and never take it and just close it. Gently ease it, and you can even kind of go down all the way back to this layer, because it'll just start breaking up some of those fibers. So you just kind of want to give it a little start, and I just do it very slowly, and then kind of go back here, give it a little, find the crease, and give it a little help. Okay, because you don't want to split this paper, or then it'll show, on your book, because that won't be covered. So you can just see gently, 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 gently. We'll just start giving it a little crease. Okay, so now we're going to do the inside. So we're basically going to do the same thing. We're going to take another 2 sheets of the paper, because that's what we need. And this time, so we cut this so the outside of this is 5 1/4. We're going to cut this just shy of 5 1/4. Okay, so we're going to take this and cut it. Not even 5 1/8, like just shy. Well, maybe we'll do 5 1/8. Yes, we will do 5 1/8. That's what we will do. Okay. And then that will perfectly cover all of our little open areas in here. See, so it'll go right up to the edge and cover up our areas. So that will give us a nice inside of our book. It'll cover our corners where we left it and all that kind of stuff. So what we need to do is, because you want to have, so let's see, let me think this through. This is almost 17, so this is right here. We're going to cut each of these down to 9 1/4 inches long. Okay, so put them together again. So you've already cut them at 5 1/8. Now we need to cut them at 9 1/4. Because you want them to overlap a little bit, but you want to be cautious of where you put the bulk of the overlap, just so that the book closes how you want it. So this is going to give us closing here, because you don't want it to overlap, like the two ends to meet in a crease. Okay, so that would give us both ends meeting in the middle of the spine. Okay, so same idea with this. We're going to use plenty of tear and tape, and this is also where I would use some liquid glue. So I'm going to go through here and don't go all the way to the edge this time, because you don't want your adhesive to hang out over the edge. So actually you can, on some of it, so I do a strip here and I do a strip here. Okay, and then the rest of it I do around the perimeter of my cardstock. So I would do all the way up to the edge and do all the way around. Okay, all the way up to the edge again on all 4 sides. Okay, so there's that one. Let's just go ahead and do them both while we're at it. We'll do this again, and probably just do it on the chipboard. You don't have to go all the way to the edge of the cardstock, because you've already done this all the way to the edge of the paper. So just, you want to get that inside bit. Okay, so that's done there. And then we'll go over here, do the same thing. You know, this is a great way, like I was saying, use up some of your retired stuff or buy some new stuff. It's fun. It's a really fun way to use stickers and stamps, and I'm going to use our Memories and More cards, which are our pocket scrapbooking cards that match our cardstock, or I mean our DSP. So it's a great way to do that. I did some adorably cute Santa ones last Christmas. That's what I had done my class on. They were so cute. Okay, let's see if we have any glue that works here. Oh, there's a little bit in this one. So I just like to I don't want to do tons. I don't want that big glob. Let me fix that. Oops, you can't even see what I'm doing. So I'm going to just do a little bit on here. Okay, so take these off. I should have waited on the glue. That was not good order there, Kimberly. That's okay. I'll make it work. Okay, so we'll stick this one on, line it up. You just want to center it on your edges is all you're trying to do, and put it on straight so that it covers. You know, I need to lift that one up because I made these a little too long. So hold on here, let me pull this one up. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, so it gives us a nice inside cover. And then we're going to take this off first this time. And I think I'm going to add, you guys might laugh at me, but I think I'm going to add one more strip of adhesive. I think I need it. I want everything to lay perfectly. So we're going to take this And we're gonna lay a piece right here. I just laid my arm on that one. Just cause it'll make me feel better. So then we'll take our glue again and do a little, it just holds it in place. Like I said, this uses a fair amount of adhesive. I want to spin this actually and be here. And you just want to line your edges of your paper up just so that it looks nice. And give it a good squish. Okay, and so there is the inside. This is the inside, this is the outside of your album. So then you're gonna give it a little tiny fold, just a little one, just so you can see where the crease is. And you're gonna take your bone folder again. You could use the back of a paintbrush, something like that, if you didn't have a bone folder, and give it a nice crease. Nice little push there on both sides. You can kind of see where where we did it last one, and it'll follow the crease there. Just give it a nice, and then as you're doing that, just do this and slowly bring it up. You don't want to be too crazy with it. Then we'll flip it over and do this one. Okay, and then as this is folding, you can do this and just kind of do this. Help it a little bit. You don't want to do it too fast. You want to just do it very gently, because you don't want that cardstock to crack. So your paper will crack if you force it. Okay, and then if you go along the tops here with your bone folder or whatever, it'll give your edges a really nice edge, nice sharp crease. Okay, so I think this is where we're gonna call it a day for today, because this album will work best if it sits overnight. So take something that will hold it closed and let it sit. Just let it sit like this, and it will learn to stay closed like that. And it'll be better for when you're working with it tomorrow. So tomorrow we will we're gonna create the spine and the pockets and stuff, and we'll go through and do some more of the mechanics of the album. So hang in there with me. I don't want to give you unless later today maybe I'm bored and want to work on it, but I just don't want to give you too much all at once. And then after we can create the spine and the pockets and such, then we get to do the decorating. So what I'm planning to do for the decorating is, where did I put my little box? There it is. So this is one of the retired sets that I have, and I have some of this paper, that some of you, if you've done my in-home classes, we've worked with this, and I love this. This is a retired one, but it's bright and fun, and it's just got lots of pretty, I thought this was a really good spring or Mother's Day kind of one. So this one is the Happiness Blooms. Oh, and then here is this is the Memories and More pack that went with it. So it's got stickers and more stickers and more stickers, lots of stickers, and then just these fun cards and different size cards that will fit nicely in it. So this is the plan. It makes such a great little gift, whether it be that you fill the album and give it to someone with the album full for a certain occasion, or to a grandma or a mom or somebody, or if you keep it for yourself, or if you give it just as a gift for someone else to, here, let me raise this. If you give it to someone else and they can put their photos in it. I've done them for baby shower gifts. They're really cute. So yeah, and birthdays and stuff. So, and then like the one I showed you earlier, it's over there somewhere, that's a Halloween themed. So I thought that would be fun for maybe a mama to put Halloween pictures in, or a grandma, each year to put Halloween pictures in, and that's like the Halloween album. Or if you had a Halloween party or something like that, that would be really fun. So, yeah, and I have the Christmas ones that are, because I do every year for my mother-in-law and my mom and my dad and my father, everybody. I do an album for each, my parents and Jeff's parents, and it's the pictures from that year. So I did a Christmas themed one with the Santa paper. It's so cute. So they're just really fun to do. So, and they're really not that hard. Don't be intimidated by them. If you make one and you have questions that I haven't answered, please ask me. Those of you that know me know I love teaching these things. So, let me know. And if you need any supplies or have any questions about supplies, let me know. So I will be back tomorrow. Just if you're interested, I have a class, an online class we're doing, and signups will end tomorrow, assuming the product stays in stock that long, because it is on low inventory. So if you're interested, there's a post on here from a couple days ago that I shared again today, where you can sign up to do that class. So you would order the stamps and ink, and then I give you the kit of all the supplies ready to go. And we'll put together 6 cards, and we'll do it as a Facebook Live, which you then could also watch later if you couldn't do it when we were doing the live. So, but it's fun. It's just another way to do a class and touch base with each other when we're all kind of stuck at home. So anyways, okay, use your stuff. Use your supplies. Have fun. Create. Let the kids play with them. I can't get my kids to do it. See how bored they get, then maybe they will. But also, let me know if there's anything you need, or if you just want a random pack of odds and ends supplies to create with, or to let your kids create with. Let me know. I've got so much stuff that people can play with. So I'm putting together little kits, and as little as $10. So, and I can kind of go from there with whatever you want to do. So, let me know. So have a great day, and I will be back tomorrow. I'm thinking about the same time, about noonish. So if something changes, I'll post on here. But that's my thought, and we'll put together the pages and do lots of cutting. So, all right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.